This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
What's up, guys? It's episode 88 of Beers in the Lot. On this one, we got to talk to our friend Mark Breiter from Minnesota State University, where he's the head equipment manager for the women's hockey team and assistant manager for the men's side of things. And he had all kinds of cool stuff to talk to us about. Talked a little bit about the game for the Mason Cup with Bemidji State. Got him going on the outdoor game they did for Hockey Day. And of course, the Frozen Four in Boston. You're in for a treat. Let's get to it.
Aaron always pours so heavy. It sounds like somebody's dumping a bucket of liquid into another bucket.
I just do it right in front of the mic, that's all.
It's always like,
sometimes
bloop.
there's a bump.
Yeah.
He likes the extra head on top of it.
Wants a pillow.
It's actually not too bad tonight. I have had nights where it's like, a third of a glass. It's not bad tonight, though.
What did you pour, Aaron?
Tonight I've got coming out of Guinness Open Gate Brewery, Baltimore Blonde.
Yeah.
Nice, somewhat light Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah, always a good one, though. Semi-local, just down the road, down 70. Yep.
Yeah, right near the airport.
Yep. What you got, Eric?
I went with a Flying Dog Bloodline.
Can't go wrong.
Can't
Very
go
nice,
wrong.
very nice.
Our friends from Flying Dog. And Daniel has?
I have a treehouse beer tonight.
Weird.
No.
It's Your Lucky Day is what it's called. It's good shit. Of course, everything from them is awesome.
Yeah, those guys are sick.
And our guest,
I've got a Mad Butcher IPA from Mankato Brewery, like 5 minutes away from here in
Nice.
Minnesota.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice.
There we go. Always like to hear about the local beers. That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, our guest tonight, Mark Breiter, return guest tonight, actually, head equipment manager for Minnesota State University, women's hockey, and assistant equipment manager on the men's side. Welcome back. We're really happy to have you back, man.
Thanks for having me back, guys.
yes, welcome back.
Yeah, we got to catch up. Like, how'd the season go on the women's side? It looked like it was a little bit of a disappointing end, but
You know what? We had a great season, I thought. Like our best statistically since 2008, I think.
nice.
And we took Duluth to 3 games, overtime 3 games in our first round playoff series. And that was a heartbreaker, but yeah, I was pretty proud of them.
That's awesome.
And then you got to go out to Boston.
Yep, sure did.
That was a bit of a treat, I bet.
That was pretty awesome.
Johnny phoned this question in right before we got online. I say phoned, he just sent a message to us at Discord, but he wanted to know about all the behind the scenes things at the Frozen Four. And I was like, there's probably some things you can't really describe or talk about or whatever. But what surprised you the most about, walking into TD Garden and having to set up there and get things going for, the men's team and the Frozen Four?
I'd say right off the bat, we left the airport, pulled onto the side of the road, and it didn't look like a hockey rink, right? Like it's just right in the middle of the city, and we this small garage door opened, in our bus. I think we had 2 buses. They backed in like straight up this ramp, like 3 stories, because the ice level is actually on the 3rd floor
Right.
at TD Garden. And so we just kept backing up, and there was maybe a foot on either side of the bus of clearance. It was like, seemed like it took like 20 minutes to get up there. And then we just started unloading. And our locker room, I think we had 15 stalls and we had 27 guys. So
Yeah.
that was
no.
interesting. A lot of guys on chairs. We got there on Tuesday, and guys would just set up in chairs, and then like for Thursday before the game Thursday, we packed them up, and then Friday morning we would unpack them for practice. And yeah, it was a little bit of shuffling that way, but you know what? We were just happy to be there, and better than the alternative, right? We could have been golfing, or
Right.
you're still going. So
and I saw you were posting on Twitter that the Bruins staff actually was helping out. Did they have staff dedicated to each team, or how did that work out?
so yeah, that was Tim and Tyler. Those guys they're I guess the Bruins' 4th equipment guys, you could say. One of them handles like the Bruins, the other one handles like the NHL visitors, and it was just those 2 for all 4 teams. And then they just did our laundry, and they were super helpful. Great guys. I got to know them pretty well over the weeks that we were there, and still talk to them. I was just talking to Tim earlier today, and hoping to form a little bit of a friendship with those guys, because they work their ass off for the Bruins. They work their ass off for us. So
Nice.
it was good to meet those guys. Yeah.
Some good contacts.
They were doing all the laundry for you then. Were they doing the sewing too, or?
No, but you know, we got a tour of the Bruins facility there, and they said we could use whatever we wanted. If we needed to hop on the sewing machine or anything, we could hop in there. So they were super helpful for us, and made our lives a lot easier out there.
That's awesome.
That's good stuff. Is this the biggest facility or biggest venue you've worked? Have you worked at Excel or anything like? Is there any, you ever guys gone any of the big rinks there?
No, we've never played a game at Excel since I've been here. This is my 5th year. Last year at PPG in Pittsburgh was, I don't know if that rink's bigger or not, but
well, I just meant like grandiose kind of scale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Pittsburgh
cool.
and Boston are the biggest by far.
Yeah, they count. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Seemed like the fans traveled well. I mean, I watched both games, and it seemed like there was a lot of Mavericks apparel in the crowd. I don't know what you guys felt like, but it seemed like there was a ton of people.
Yeah, we had like a bar dedicated to Maverick fans right across the street from TD Garden, and so they'd get there at, I think Thursday they got there at like 11.
Nice.
We didn't play till 8:30, but
yeah, we so a buddy of
hockey fans.
A buddy of ours, actually a couple buddies of ours that play in our Sunday night league and also in the summer tournament with us. They went up for a Frozen Four. One guy's from Connecticut, he's a big Boston guy. The other guy is from Michigan, so it didn't really count, but they were both there, and they actually ended up in that bar both nights, and they were sending me pictures of or they were putting them on Facebook of like the guys that were dressed up in like the colonial outfits, and they had like the Mavs logo on the side of a tricorner hat. They were ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw those guys right away Thursday during warm-ups right across the ice. I don't know who they are, but that was an awesome outfit to wear.
They were insane. It was wild. What else about the trip to Boston? You get around town at all, or was it just strictly business?
You know what? We didn't do a whole lot. We were at the rink quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I did get to go tour Fenway, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
So we did that Wednesday, and they had on the Green Monster, they had written out "Go Gophers." I think they did a team tour there earlier in the day. And like, get this shit out of here.
Well, it didn't work out anyway. So.
Yeah, right. They had to squeeze their tour in before we sent them home Thursday.
That's
so.
right. That's awesome. I love that. So before Frozen Four and everything, there were a couple other cool kind of hockey events and stuff going on around Mankato. Hockey Day Minnesota was in town. They built the outdoor rink, I guess, in the football stadium.
Yep.
There.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was actually messaging with you on the Instagram earlier today, and I told you, like, I had to find like a hacked up Russian stream to watch it because it wasn't like on TV anywhere. So I only saw like 10 minutes of everything that was going on, but it looks sick.
It was on somebody's Instagram live.
Yeah, exactly. Like
somebody's like holding up a controller, acting like they're playing NHL 22.
yeah. Like, but it just looked like a awesome event for the town and the school and everything. So I guess both the men's and the women's sides, both skated there and played games. And, what was that experience like? And like, what kind of equipment type things that you have to account for playing outside? Because I know that's like a big thing in the Winter Classic, but those guys are sitting on heated benches and like all this other crap. Like, I don't know what you guys had.
Yeah, so we there's a lot that went into that. We let's see, we talked to our football equipment manager. We got like a bunch of cold weather tights and shirts and hand warmers and stuff like that. He had a ton of that stuff, so we took all that from him and said, "We'll pay you back later." What else did we do? Just not really. We didn't really do anything different to equipment except for guys and girls that were wearing bubbles. We said, "Hey, you're going to want to switch to a cage for this game because these things are going to fog up." And well, they iced over, right? So they that was interesting because, well, like on the women's team, I only had 2 girls wearing a bubble, so I'm like, not a big deal. I switched them over. The guys, like half of them were wearing a bubble, so that was a little bit more of a transition for them. I guess another big thing was kind of trying to figure out how to get the toques to stay on the goalie masks. That was kind of a big.
Yeah.
We ended up just velcroing them on there in the dock, but it was like, yeah, I don't like you don't want to ruin the paint job or anything on their masks. So it's like,
yeah.
We did that. I know after the fact, after the weekend was over, we sharpened everyone's skates just because they were walking outside, and we bought these outdoor skate guards from Blue Sports that looked like they had Michelin tire tread on the bottom of them. They were super heavy duty and they worked. I know during the guys' game Saturday night, it snowed the whole game, like hard too. Like it was. They must have shoveled the rink off probably every 5 minutes, so the game took forever.
Wow.
It wasn't that cold, but it just kept snowing. And I know at one point Scott had to swap Ryan Sandel and Steele, I think, and he had to like literally uncover his bench bag. It was covered in snow, and he had to dig through it just to get the blades out.
Man. It's probably kind of fun, though. I mean,
yeah, it was unreal.
Playing in snow is cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We'll see what happens, but it was super awesome. I was actually fortunate enough to go to the Winter Classic and watch that live. Froze my ass off. That was the best. And then shortly after that, I emailed Rich Matthews from the Blues. I've formed a pretty good connection with him over the past couple of years, and then I just asked him like what they did, what worked, what didn't work. And he said one thing that I had thought was a little weird is like we didn't do this because the goalies didn't want it, but he said for Bennington they put chicken broth in his water bottle instead of water. Like, I don't know if I'd want to drink that, but whatever works.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit after the Winter Classic, and we went off on like this tangent about like all the weird things that athletes drank, like pickle juice and like all this, crazy shit.
Uh-huh.
It's not, I don't know, chicken broth, whatever.
Whatever they want, I guess.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know. So you were saying that on the men's side, like switching the bubbles out and everything. Did Nathan Smith switch his out?
You know what? I can't remember. I don't. I want to say no, honestly. Just
Yeah,
knowing, I can't remember for sure, but just knowing the type of guy he is and how finicky he is with his equipment, he's pretty particular and he's a great guy. He just, I think he's played 3 games now with the Coyotes in Arizona.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing all right down there. So,
Was he the only one that refused?
probably, honestly.
Yeah.
Everyone else is pretty easygoing.
He was the only one fogging up.
He's allowed to.
Yeah, right.
He's got to get used to wearing that half shield,
Yeah, there you go.
Seriously.
It's true.
All those other guys like Grohl and the Provnik and stuff, they can suffer through a cage for a game. Like,
Funny thing about Grohl, you mentioned him during warmups in that outdoor game. His toque froze, so his blade wouldn't stay in. So I was trying to pop his blade back into his. I didn't know his toque was broken. Thought it was just had snow in it, and so I was trying to jam his blade back in, and I thought I got it. Sent him back on the ice, and he fell again.
Oh
no! We had a bag full of everybody's extra skates, and they were all labeled on the bottom. Like we put like their hollow and who they are. Well, of course, him coming from Michigan last year, he didn't have his labeled, so we couldn't find him for a while. We found him eventually, but he had to swap skates. He missed the whole warm ups, so that was kind of a pain in the ass. But
so then on the men's side, we're talking about all the men's side stuff, but there was a lot that happened. So
almost
they
won a
make
championship. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, they make the CCHA final, right? They win the championship, they win the Mason Cup, but there was a lot of. It's been termed as a fiasco or whatever by different newspaper writers and stuff. So basically, and we talked about it a little bit where going back to Grohl, he comes down in the overtime, makes 3 good moves that I could count in the one replay, beating like 3 different dudes, makes a great play across the net, sneaks it in far side. And they award the trophy and everybody's happy and all this stuff's going on, right? And everybody leaves the ice. And then like an hour later, it's like, okay, we have to play this game more because that wasn't actually a goal. And then, McNeely scores and everything's right with the world. But in that like time in between, like, were you guys shutting down? Like, was it, game's over, right? Like, we're done. We won and we're all going home. So, what, don't give away stuff that you can't, but like what's going on, after that? And then how do you guys like get ready to go back out on the ice? Because I would think that you guys are like shutting down at that point.
So I guess kind of right away I sit in the video room for the guys' games, right? And our video coordinator and I looked at it and we were like, I don't know. Could go either way. And then we saw a certain angle. We're like, no chance. So, coach came in and looked at that, and then he got pulled away pretty quickly by the league. They all went to the video replay area and looked at that with Bemidji's coach. And kind of the room and the mood in the room, I guess you could say, was guys were just kind of, they just didn't really know what was going to happen, right? So they just tried to stay prepared. Some guys took all their gear off and they just wanted to switch into new gitch, right? Their stuff was soaked. They just played all the way into overtime. And then other guys were just ready to go whenever. And just kind of, there was no music in the room. There was just, I don't know, it was just kind of focused, I guess you could say. And then we took a couple of the exercise bikes out of the weight room and put them in the hallway. There were guys like riding the bike in full gear just to try and stay warm, and it's just slap some skate guards on and ride the bike with their skates on. That was kind of funny, but
That's wild. Yeah.
other than that, we were I know during the celebration, one of our guys threw his hands in the air and one of his gloves went into the stands.
All right.
That the fan who caught that took off pretty quickly, and
Yeah.
good thing he had 2 pairs, but some guys have 2 pairs, but we had to get him another pair on that Monday, but he just I don't know, just kind of stay ready and lose your glove, I guess. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they won.
Yeah, right.
Sort of. Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing too, is like these guys are all stoked, sweaty, right? And they're rocking the championship hats, and it's like, we would have lost, but Midgie's got to put those sweaty hats on when they win.
Oh man, that's wild. I can't imagine like
Yeah.
going through that, like, overtime, like you win and then somebody comes in, like who goes in and tells everybody? Like is that coach or is it?
Yeah, coach came back and told everyone. But the other thing was like post-game meal for players and staff was delivered like during the first overtime. So
no.
That food was probably the coldest pizza I've ever eaten, but it was the best. So
it all worked out.
Yeah, right. That was pretty wild.
That's a cool story, though. That it worked out. That it not worked out.
Yeah,
that would have been weird.
That would have been really weird, really bizarre. We were playing in a game, and guys who I didn't even know followed college hockey were all talking about, like, man, did you hear what happened at this game? And they had to come back out and play. It was a big news. Like it was
pretty crazy.
It was a big deal at Beer League.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, they were.
So what are you doing now that it's off season? Like what's going on?
A lot of ordering.
Yeah.
Trying to take a little time off. I mean, the golf courses just opened up here up in Minnesota, so I'm gonna get out there pretty soon, hopefully, and take some time off. I'm graduating May 7th, so that's coming up quick.
Oh, right, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I'll be thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I'll be I think I'll be around for most of the summer here, and then I don't really know what I got going, so figure something out. And stay in equipment, obviously, that's my passion, so doesn't feel like work to me. I just go to the rink and the best. So
that's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. I love that. I love that stuff.
So, do you have any good stories or any good memories from this past season that you can think of off the top of your head?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I guess just the fact that like we started the year out way back in September. We started out in Boston on the women's side. We played Merrimack College. We had a series out there against them. And then just being able to like kind of bookend the season with going back out there for the Frozen Four. And I mean, I think this is my last year here. I'm going to be moving on. I don't know exactly where yet. I'm kind of working that out, but I just kind of knew that going in. So I kind of cherished a little bit more like these stops and certain things on certain road trips and tried to connect. Like I've got a cousin who lives in Boston, so I saw him both times I was out there. And then we go up to Duluth. We were up there twice actually because we played up there and then we had the playoffs up there. So I got a high school buddy who lives up there. He's married now, has a wife there. So I saw him both times we were up there. And then trying to think anywhere else. Madison, Wisconsin, my aunt and uncle lived there. So I saw them when I was out there and just tried to really soak things in. Like, this is my last trip to this rink as far as I know, or stuff like that. So it's just a little different. It's pretty special for me that way, I guess you could say.
A farewell tour.
Yeah. Farewell tour.
That's pretty cool. No, I love that.
Visiting everybody.
That's cool. That's cool. Duluth is near and dear to my heart because I spent 4 or 5 days up there in August for the USA Hockey Coaches Symposium, and actually saw Hastings speak, and actually saw all but the Gophers head coach speak there, which was awesome. So, all of the NCAA Division I programs were there, which was sick. But even better, Duluth I thought was a cool town. So
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'd honestly venture to say that's within our league, that's my favorite. On the women's side, that's my favorite road trip. I love it up there. I love the scenery, just being right on the lake. And we, my family actually, we rent a cabin probably about, I think it's an hour north of Duluth every year for Thanksgiving. So we go up there. That's a good spot for me. I love it up there, and yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. When you were in Duluth, did you go to Hoops Brewing?
I did not, but we went to. My buddy took us to this spot called Duluth Tap Exchange, which I'd never been to one of those before. You get this bracelet and scan it or whatever,
and you do your own pours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one of those in Frederick now.
Yeah, we do. Not
That's
Duluth
cool.
Tap Exchange,
No,
but yeah,
no.
we do have one of those things.
Just serve your own.
Yeah.
Or serve yourself.
Yeah. Serve yourself.
So earlier you mentioned talking to equipment manager for St. Louis. Have you made a bunch of contacts like that with bigger orgs and that sort of thing?
I mean, St. Louis is a special spot for me just because that's my team. My mom's from there. I've got some family down there, so I've always followed them, even way back when Bacchus was playing there. He came from here.
There you go.
And I actually met Bacchus this year for it was at Hockey Day, actually. I forgot to mention that. He caught him coming off the ice after the ceremonial puck drop. I'm like, I got to get a picture with this guy and meet him.
Yeah.
So did that.
Yeah.
Bacchus. He was actually he was in Boston too. I didn't talk to him, but he was sitting in the crowd, and pretty cool. I saw a picture of him in the newspaper actually, and he's just right in the middle of the crowd, all the Mavs fans. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
So is it mostly just like you got contacts with St. Louis or
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I know those two guys, Tim and Tyler from the Bruins now, but other than that, I mean, I've sent a handful of emails to a couple of the guys with the Wild here just because we're that close, right? But we're only we're an hour and a half south of St. Paul, so just kind of question will pop into my head. I'll shoot him an email. Trying to think, last year in Pittsburgh, Scott talked to one of the Penguins guys just about going to the Frozen Four there, but I didn't talk to him. Other than that, I haven't talked to anyone else. My buddy Travis Ward works for the Capitals ECHL team. He's their head guy out there. So
yeah, Stingrays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm trying to just throw my name out there and get to know guys.
Networking. Yeah.
I haven't met a bad equipment guy yet, so it just it seems like they're all great dudes. And
that's cool.
Kind of like that in hockey everywhere, though. There's a lot of good dudes playing hockey or just being involved in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We keep up with everything you put up on the Twitter and the Instagram and stuff because
you guys have to have my tweet notifications on, because you guys
absolutely.
are right there.
Absolutely. Everybody that's been on the show, like we have a list of everybody that's been on. And so we just keep tabs and see what's going on and everything. And like when all this stuff happened, with the Mavs, it was like, okay, we gotta get back in touch with Mark, because all this stuff was going on this season. Like it was just insane. Like between Hockey Day, Mason Cup, all that shit going on, like, and then Frozen Four, obviously, like because we're all very interested in the tournament this year, mostly because of all the fourth year, fifth year prospects that were involved, right? Like, obviously Michigan, but then you have Nathan Smith, and Napravnik just got signed by Hershey up the street here. Like Like
Yeah.
he's an hour and a half up the road right now. Like, you know,
Sick.
and
I
it's
didn't realize he
yeah,
was that
like,
close to you guys.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you guys
So
where are you guys at? Are you in the DC area, or how close are you to like a Caps
We're north
game?
of DC. We're about an
Yeah.
hour and a half,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
depending
So
on
like
which way you go into the city.
it's like an hour and a half to go see a Caps game. It's an hour and a half north to go see Hershey play, right?
Okay,
Where
gotcha.
Napravnik's
Yep.
at. Like,
Yeah.
and so, you know, and then obviously like Dryden McKay, he's sick. Like we've been following him for a couple of years now. And like,
You guys
so like,
see that shit that came out on him today?
yeah, actually
Oh, yeah.
Johnny sent it. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I mean, it's not his fault, right? Like people
Yeah,
are
it sucks.
flipping out on Twitter and strip the
Mm.
Hobie. It's like fuck off. Like
No, come
Yeah.
on. Like he was taking something to help, like he was taking like a supplement to like help
Yeah, it
with
was like
COVID or whatever.
talking
Mhm.
to our trainer Schmitty today. It was like a vitamin D pill. And
Yeah.
he like wasn't listed on the label. He had no idea, and they found like I can't remember what it is, like
It was like
some minuscule amount, right?
started
Like,
with an O or something. And so
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
through the Olympics testing, they found it and it came out today.
yeah,
After
Mhm.
he was already in Beijing and like did all like, or he didn't
Yeah.
go, right?
no, he didn't go,
So
but
he didn't go.
he was on the list.
Yeah. And so like all, you know, whatever. Like,
Yeah, and one thing that our student manager Blake told me today is like Dryden played with that in his mind for half the season and took us to the championship game. Like with that pressure on him, like that's even more impressive, I think. Like you
Yeah.
didn't intentionally do something like that, and you're gonna get banned, and you're just at the mercy of the anti-doping administration. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
that's wild.
But apparently, word on the street is going to sign somewhere this week. Like the NHL teams, they don't give a fuck about that whole fiasco
No, they
that
don't
came out
care.
today.
Yeah.
No, so I don't know
Yeah.
where it is, but I'll be on the Twitter retweeting that right away. So sounds like the Wild were in on him, but I don't know if that's still.
Yeah, but yeah.
I was trying to think of teams who have like shitty goalies. I don't
That's
know.
the thing. Like Minnesota right now with Fleury and Talbot, like they're
Mhm.
kind of set. Like,
Yeah,
it's almost it kind of sucks for those two because they have to compete against each other. Like,
yeah.
you know, but
I honestly, I don't know. I think the Blues goalie situation is a little shaky, but
right.
Binnington has played better lately, but he's not good right now. I don't know.
The team's
scares me.
better. Team's better though. Seems like
They're on a 12-game point streak, I think, is what I read this morning. So
yeah,
not bad.
Benner's the hothead, right? Like he's
He is.
flips
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Like our cup run with that hand pass goal against San Jose, he took his stick and slammed it on the glass and
Right.
chased the refs down the ice.
Can't say he's not passionate.
Yeah, right.
that Western Conference though, man, it's wild right now. Like, because we follow East teams and it's all set. Like the 8 teams that are in, they're in. It's just wherever they fall out. But the West right now is like that race is wild right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we got 3 guys now in the Calgary system. Connor Mackey is up right now. He'll be up the rest of the year. And then Walker Dewar, I just talked to him on Instagram the other day. He said he's waiting to hear if he's going to be a black ace for the playoffs or not. I don't think he will be, but and then Jack McNeely just signed there last week.
yeah, I saw that.
One of our defense. Yeah, so I think he was going to get in a game. I want to say this week. He has to get in a game like for his contract. But they've got a bunch of.
I don't know how all that works. John is the one that knows all the ins and outs of that shit. Like, I don't know if you sign now, are you eligible for playoffs? Like, I don't know how any of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Works, but that's when we need Johnny.
Where are you, John?
Where's he on vacation at?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Last I saw, was it Ocean City? Is he? Don't tell me he's still in Ocean City.
I think he went there. He sent me picture from like a bar or something. It was like one
And
of
it
our
makes
stickers,
sense.
and he was in a bar.
Yeah,
he
right.
had an icy light, so I'm pretty sure he was at Buxy's in Ocean City. But I don't know. He ain't here.
He ain't here. He should be.
And we will talk shit about him when he's not here.
100%. He would do the same for us.
Absolutely.
So we took a little break here to grab some fresh beers. So let's rejoin our heroes right at the good stuff.
I love college hockey.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
I think it's way better. Well, shouldn't say way better than the NHL, but it's just different, right? Like those guys
Yeah.
are. It. I don't even want to venture to say that they play harder, but it just seems
They
like
do.
they have. Yeah. Okay.
They
right.
do.
Well,
Riggs
valid then.
Riggs said something about it. You
I
said
always
something about it
say-
during the tournament.
So my thing is like, they're not like, they they work out, skate every day, right? It's a weekend
Mhm.
league. So they're training all the time, but it's still imperfect. Like they're not pros. So the games, like hockey is great because of the imperfections, like the things that go wrong that, cause goals, and like the puck bounces a certain way, like all this kind of stuff. More of it happens in college hockey. The other side of it is the pro game now, like especially the NHL. When I watch it, like I was watching the Caps and Avs game tonight, I knew exactly what every player was going to do. In every,
Yeah, you
almost
see
like
the easy
football
play.
now. It's
Yeah.
almost like football now. It's so robotic and formulaic in the pro game because they're so scared to make mistakes.
Yeah,
And
'cause they
in the
make one
college
mistake,
game,
they're done.
like you're, to a certain extent, like you're allowed to, and
Well, there's more risk taking too. There's a lot more risk
absolutely.
taking because a big play, these guys are playing to try to make a career out of this, most of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that means like you said, Bright, they're playing harder. They want to be seen
think
as the
so.
guy who's playing 120% all the time. And then take a risk to make a big play, get you noticed.
Try shit.
Yeah.
See if it works. Like it's way more creative. Like, and then you see all the kids that come out now, like Beniers the other night, and Zegras, and like all these kids that are coming out doing all this stuff, and the J Beagles and these guys are getting pissed off at them about it.
Right.
But like, you know what? Fuck them. Like this is the game. This is the way it should be. It's
Changing
way
of the
more.
guards.
It's way more exciting. Like
Yeah.
so, like it's hard on the East Coast. Like in the Midwest, you get like your TV exposure to college hockey is like way more than what we see. We basically get, like, if you're lucky, you have access to the Hockey East games and then the ECAC, and then occasionally a Big Ten game because Penn State's like 2.5 hours up the road. We hardly ever see, we never see CCHA. We might see NCHC once a month. It's just super hard to like get college hockey. Like I was saying, like for Hockey Day, I had to find like some, stream from Russia. Like it was stupid. And then it wasn't even working. So I could only watch like 10 or 15 minutes of it. And then I, had to give up. Like
That's like here too. Like as a college hockey fan, like take my job out of it, I couldn't even tell you where to find college hockey games. Like obviously there's Flow TV, but like I'm not paying $30 a month to watch that.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. No.
Yeah, I always wait for like Riggs to like say something like, "Oh, hey, college game's on." I'm like, "All right, let me see if I can try to find it." And then I have a second TV in my living room because I'm like, my kid's always watching some bullshit. So I'm like, I'm just gonna put it on that TV. So then I always throw that up there. The other day I had the Penguins game on, and then the Frozen Four was going on. And on the big TV I had the Frozen Four. I had the Penguins game on the small TV because I'm like, I'd rather watch a college game. This is a lot more fun.
Yeah, it was. You know what? If we would have played for 16 more minutes, we would have won that game. we just took our foot off the gas.
That's exact. I mean, well, I didn't say it that way, but I just felt like I felt like once it was 2-1, they got out of their heads. Like because the whole game they were playing the system, right? They were shutting everything down in neutral zone. Denver could get out, but they couldn't get in. And like the Mavs were just all over the puck, and like they were out shooting them like it was like 20-6 or something at one point, like in the second period. And then Denver played 16 minutes of good hockey after, everybody kind of went to sleep because they didn't know what to do because they were down.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it just it was brutal.
We took those I think 2 penalties scored on back-to-back power plays, I want to say, and just took the wind out of our sails completely. And it was interesting, after our Thursday night win, Michigan was out of the Bruins locker. So Michigan got the Bruins locker room. The Gophers got NHL visitors.
Yeah.
We got some broom closet, and Denver kind of got shafted too that way. And they asked us, we're like, you guys want to move into the Bruins room? You'd be the top seed. We're like, we asked the guys, they're like, no fucking way. We're staying here.
Oh, I love that.
Denver didn't move either, though. They were still in the shit hole. And we, everyone, it seemed like just since we got there, everyone was just like, the media was just like, yeah, I mean, Minnesota State doesn't belong there. Like, everyone else is like, Michigan's going to win this thing. And then Michigan shits the bed and leaves right away. The Gophers leave right away.
I didn't even have Michigan making the Frozen Four on my bracket.
Really?
No.
Who'd you have?
No. So I had I don't remember who I had as my 4, but I had you guys beating Denver in the final.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I picked it. I actually had Minnesota not coming out also of the regionals. But whatever. I lost a free t-shirt. Oh well.
Is that the free t-shirt you have on right now?
No, I bought this one at Duluth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say about like finding hockey games and stuff to watch and hearing about hockey and everything. High school hockey is insane in Minnesota. It's absolutely insane.
It is ridiculous here.
It is absolutely crazy how much hockey permeates Minnesota culture. Having lived there for about a year, man, it was fantastic. It was a hockey fan's dream. Honestly, to be up in Minnesota.
That's what you do as a kid here. You go to the state tournament every year, and I went this year after. I think this was my first year going in 3 years or something like that. And it's a Wednesday afternoon game at 11 a.m. or I guess it was 11 a.m. and 1. And the whole lower bowl of the XL Energy Center is full.
It's amazing.
And doing chants like they do in soccer in Europe too. Like, just absolutely nuts.
So are they serving alcohol at this?
No, it's very unfortunate.
No.
High
school, man. High school.
No.
It'd be so much better, but then you get all those kids with their fake IDs. You get these 16-year-old kids just bombed in the student section.
It would be way rowdier if that was the case.
Oh shit.
They always do that, like the hair. What?
The all hockey hair team.
All hockey hair. Yes.
Kids,
yes.
I think they give out a golden comb, and it's
so good.
Some of the hairstyles, like, and then the other thing too is they all go up on camera, right, and show off their hair, and they talk into the camera, and everyone's like, "Hey, mom, hey, dad." Well, there was this one kid this year who, I don't know who he played for, but he's shouting out his lawn service that he started. Like, he's like, I'll find that video and send it to you guys because it's fucking awesome.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, man.
Entrepreneur.
It's like
Yeah, he's
free
hustling, man.
estimates.
He's hustling, man. Come on.
Using the platform he's given.
I guess, yeah.
That's great.
Oh my god. I love it.
All right, guys. I think I got to get going here. Thanks for having me on again, guys. That was awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely.
jumping on,
Thanks for
man.
coming and catching up. Yeah.
Talk to you next time.
Yeah. All righty.
All right, man.
Good to see you
Thanks,
guys
buddy.
again.
See
Thanks.
ya.
See ya.
There you go. Another big thanks to Mark Breiter. Thanks, Bryce, for coming on and talking to us again. This was great. And congratulations to both the men and women Mavericks. 2 great seasons from 2 great programs. This is certainly not the last time you'll see the Mavs in the Frozen Four. And also thank you to you, our listeners. We appreciate your support. Be sure to check out beersandalot.com for more information on anything at all. We'll be back next week with another episode, so we will catch you then. See ya.